welcome to the Science Faction Podcast, where science meets fact meets fiction.
This is Science Faction for the week of May 17th, 2026. I'm one of your hosts, Stephen Dominguez, and with me tonight, only one sad little individual.
What's up? I'm Benjamin Daniel Lawless. I'm so sad because my buddy Devon has left us.
He's gone, man.
Left us alone.
He's dead now.
To record a podcast. He's not dead. He's just traveling.
No, he's just.
And that's not a euphemism for death.
He's just in Texas. That's not a euphemism for hell. he just went home.
Oh man.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna dive right into it. We're not even a minute in. Who cares, right? Devon was here. Now he's not. Let's cut the fat. Let's talk about it.
Sure, man. You got it's funny. I just want to kind of preface this with an understanding that some weekends are just not ideal for any of the stuff that's planned for that weekend.
Yeah.
And I had that happening all throughout this entire weekend. So big ups to you and Devon for just hanging in there and waiting around for whenever I was able to get to join.
Dude, no worries,
y'all.
It was one of those, not only one of those weekends where like the planning isn't great because life happens, but also I think we've all reached the age where we're like, oh, we just need to sit around for a while and hang out. That's perfect.
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with that, and that's what a lot of what we did was just kind of hang out and chill and played some games, had a few beers, did what dads do when they're away from their kids, or sometimes with their kids. That happens as well.
Are you throwing shade at me because I had my kid around and we were playing?
No shade, no shade. He's old enough. We played that board game. We're gonna get into it. Yeah. So Devon was in town. He was visiting because he had a work thing. Of course. And so when he does a work thing, he takes an extra day and he will drive down because typically his work thing is like in the Bay Area ish. And so it's like a 3 or 4 hour drive south. And so he'll come down, hang out for the rest of the weekend, and then he has to drive back up to then catch his flight home, which is what he's doing like at this moment that we're recording. I think. I don't know exactly when his flight was. We didn't talk about it.
Or he's back home and he's just too sleepy.
He's just a sleepy little guy. Just a little guy.
Yeah.
Devon is a very sleepy guy.
Yeah.
So he drove down. So it was like Friday evening or late afternoon that he got here, and like right away, like my wife runs out. And she's like, I got to go get the car. And I was like, what are you talking about? Well, she is taking a trip, another work trip, today, Sunday. She's gone already until Wednesday or Thursday. I forget which one. And so she had a work car that she was supposed to trade her car out for because she's driving down to the southern tip of L.A., which isn't that far, according to you. You're like, oh, it's not that far.
Yeah. I was like, oh, it's a short drive. And she's like, Are you ridiculous? I'm like, well, I'm comparing it to San Diego, which is like another hour and a half further.
Right.
So, yeah.
When you're driving up and down California, which I don't know where our listeners are. I know some of them are local, but when you're driving up and down California, you got to start like having landmarks, like city landmarks. Okay, I got to Santa Barbara. Okay, all right, I got to Ventura. Okay, here comes that big hill. Right after Camarillo. Like there's like points in your journey, and for you it's okay, LA's done now, just another hour until San Diego. It sounds like.
yeah pretty much. And usually it's just me singing at the top of my lungs to stay awake on the freeways.
I visualized you and your family with them wearing like earmuffs and you just singing at the top of your lungs.
I'd love to think that they're singing with me, but I don't know, and I don't care. I can't hear them over the sound of my own voice. So, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So she had to do that. She was like, "Oh, I forgot. I got to trade this car," and like the reason why she forgot is because my youngest got a stomach bug on Wednesday night, and was up all night Wednesday night, and then Thursday she was sick most of the day. So we went to the doctor. They were like, "Okay, it's a stomach flu. 24 hours. Here's what you got to do. Blah blah blah." Okay. But come Friday morning, which by Thursday, like evening, she seemed like great. She had perked back up, no more fever. She was keeping food down. It was like great. And then Friday morning, when it was like, all right, time to get ready for school, she was like, my stomach hurts. And we're like, all right.
Oh,
So,
no.
we dug into that a little bit. And we're like, no, you're going to stay home. And let's make sure you keep your food down. And she also had a slightly raised temperature, but not a fever. So we were like, I don't know. Well, like maybe she's like relapsing. Like we got to keep her home. But by late morning, she was pretty much fine. And it was a half day of school. So it's like, I'm not going to take her in for like an hour. And like most of that's lunchtime. I was just like, you're just staying home today. So because of like kid sickness, like that always throws a wrench into everything. And so like on Thursday, instead of my wife going into work, she stayed home from work, so that's why she didn't trade the car. Like I'm with you on like sometimes everything just comes together to go, oh, you're gonna have a nice relaxing weekend. Let's see if you can do it. I challenge you. So like Devon comes, we get some pizza. Martine's like, I gotta go get the car. She takes off for like an hour, and like all of this is leading up to 6:00, because at 6:00 we're going over to Greg's house, and we're gonna play some board games. And we're going to be later, and that's fine because that's what you told us. But Devon and I are planning with 6:00. We'll go over there, hang out, either start playing or wait for Ben. We didn't know, just play it by ear. Who cares, right?
Yeah.
And so we ended up doing that at about 6:15. So the timeline changed, but not by much. And we got over there, and we're hanging out, and we're chit chatting, and eventually they're like, "Oh, okay, well, when's Ben showing up?" And it was like, I'm not sure. He said like 7 or 7:30, and they're like, "Oh, okay." And I was like, "He might walk, he might drive." They're like, "Walk? What are you talking about?" And I was like, "He likes to walk." Like I don't know.
Yeah, I like walking. I have legs, and I like to use them for more than just hitting the gas pedal. Yeah,
and
but I also like biking.
Exactly, which is what you ended up doing. And so we were getting itchy to start playing the game, and so like, all right, well, we'll start, and then Ben will just, when he gets here, he'll jump in, like whatever, we're all easy. Like we're not playing this to like win $1 million. We're having fun in someone's garage,
Yeah, and especially it being Robo Rally, I don't think that if I had joined five turns in, I would have been especially at a disadvantage. That game really took a lot out of Devon.
Oh yeah,
he fell into a like recurring loop with that game, and there was no anyhow. Robo Rally is a classic board game, and I say classic because it originally came out in the early '90s. It was like the first game that Richard Garfield made. Now, Richard Garfield being the creator of Magic the Gathering.
It was his first game? Did you look this up? Or
that's just what Greg said.
That's what Greg said. Oh, well.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Christina's husband.
Yeah, Christina. Sorry. Christina's husband.
Sorry, everybody.
Well, now I'm curious. I want to look at Robo Rally is awesome because it's a programming game, essentially.
Yeah.
You've got little
1994.
94. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm looking it up.
And it was a Wizards of the Coast game. So, there's that. Whether it's his first game or not, I'm not sure.
When was Magic? That was around 94,
so he designed so he designed Robo Rally in 1985.
Oh.
But when he first showed it to Wizards of the Coast, they were uninterested. So after they produced Garfield's collectible card game Magic the Gathering 1993, they then expressed interest in publishing Robo Rally.
Okay, so Magic the Gathering 93, Robo Rally 94.
Yeah, but originally 85.
But yeah, design. I mean, when it comes to, any kind of game, like, yeah, you probably started designing it like 10 to 15 years ago in your mind, right? Like these kind of games have a long run up until you actually have a prototype. I'm looking at Richard Garfield's Wikipedia page, and under games designed, it's a partial list of games designed by Garfield. And it's got, Magic the Gathering at 94 under collectible card games, and then Robo Rally as the first on this list of board games that he's designed. So
Right. Well, that's when it came out. So Turbo Hearts, the card game, came out in 89 that he had made.
Turbo Hearts.
So,
look at that.
Yeah. But that's also 4 years after he finished and pitched Robo Rally. So
wow.
But and of course, who could forget that he also made Keyforge?
Yes.
Way to go, Richard Garfield.
Keyforge had a cool concept. Unfortunately, when it was starting to get rolling, COVID hit, and it was like, well, any kind of strangers meeting to throw cards at each other is just going to be gone for a while. And then they had some other issues, I think, but I got a bunch of those decks.
I've got 2 of them. You ever want to play some Keyforge, Steven?
Let's play some Keyforge,
somebody.
Man. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So you ended up showing up. We played a bunch of Robo Rally, and come to find out later, Christina's husband did one of the hardest boards that you can put together. He wanted to run us through the ringer, man, and it was a lot of fun. But in the chaos that happens is fun. So, quick explanation: Robo Rally. You have a hand of cards that are all instructions for your robot. Move forward, turn left, U-turn, whatever. And you put down 5 cards at a time that give your robot 5 instructions on how to move. It's a race, and we had 3 checkpoints on the board. You have to go 1, 2, and 3. The first one to 3, while hitting the other 2, of course, is the winner. And boy, oh boy, if you are not paying attention to yourself, to the board, because the thing about the board is there's like conveyor belts that'll move you automatically, and there's obstacles and things that'll smash your robot, but only on certain turns. And so flamethrowers, of course, pits, all kinds of stuff. And then the robots shoot lasers at each other too. So you can attack the other players if you're careful enough. And there's upgrades. There's other things associated with the game as well. But that main deal is you've got these 5 cards, and you have to go through them in that order. And if you mess up, or if something unexpected happens, the rest of your cards suddenly stop making sense, right? Your program runs awry. And poor Devon. He was so close to getting that first flag, and then he messed something up. He had so there's 2. One card is a U-turn, and another card just says again on it. The graphics, one is a U-turn, the other one is like an A, maybe. It was apparently it was confusing for him because he swapped them on accident, and that messed up one of his programs, and he was never able to recover. For the whole rest of the game, he got stuck in a loop of conveyor belts and spinning gears, and it was hilarious.
Yeah, while I don't doubt that someone could, I never tried to help him out with it. I'm not sure if I would have been able to, but I wonder if somebody had just been like, okay, Devon, show me what you got. Let's have 2 people working on this, at this point. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. I mean, next time we play, it'll be a lot of fun, and I'm down. But I'd say this is the sort of game, the way that this was all brought up to me, I really have the feeling that I would have. I very much prefer the more chaotic board size, larger board and everything with that group of people. I don't think it would have been as much fun.
Oh yeah, there was what, 5 of us? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there was 5 of us. You need a big board for 5.
Right.
The size wasn't the problem. It was like all the conveyor belts and stuff. Like we were not sober, and
Right.
as the night went on, it got like increasingly difficult to figure out. Like, okay, first I'm going to go straight, but that's going to take me on a conveyor belt. Then at the end of the round, the conveyor belt's going to take me 2 to the right. All right, now that on my next turn, I'm going to turn left. And then the conveyor belt's going to take me 2 more, but it's going to go around a bend, so it's going to turn my robot. All right. So, okay, that was 1, 2. Okay, 3. And then someone goes, oh, where's the chips at? Oh, the chips are over there. Ah, okay, what was I doing again? Oh. And then you start over, and that it's a fun frustration, if you will, because the stakes are so low. I mean, I don't think the stakes were low for Greg. Like, he was shooting for the win from the get-go, and he got there, and he won, which is great. But, like, I know the 3 of us, and his buddy Robert, what did I say his buddy? My buddy Robert, a friend of Greg's that is in my Mutant Crawl Classics game, and we've met him at Ren Fair and stuff. He's an awesome guy. He gave us a game to play, which we'll get to that eventually, I think, which is super nice of him. He was just like, oh, we didn't get to play this. Do you want it? I was like, sure.
Anyways, like, if you give it a good home, it's yours. And
we played it. Really we gave it a good home. It was a lot of fun. So, anyways, the 3 of us, we were like behind from the get-go, but we still had fun because we were still like every turn we got to try. We got to see how Devon screwed up because eventually he would just be like, oh, like oh, that's because he got to the point in his program where it failed. It was a lot of fun. It was a great night.
I enjoyed it quite immensely, and then we played Let's Go Digging, right? Was that the name of it?
Let's dig for Treasure.
Let's dig for Trevor.
Trevor, we're digging for Trevor. It's this really simple card game where it's the one mechanic really is push your luck. You have one big deck of cards. You divide it into 3, and then you just start drawing from the cards. Like, those are the different places that you're digging. And you just draw cards until if you draw a skeleton, you bust and your turn's over. If you pull 2 worms, you bust, game's over. But you can draw other stuff like a wedding dress or a ring or cookies and milk. And like there's these things that you can match together that give you bonus points. Or like I said, like wedding ring is like, I don't know, 20 points or whatever. You found something incredible in this game.
Found the Ark of the Covenant on like my first turn, and I was continuing to draw, and Robert was like, hey, that's a pretty good hand, just so you know. Like, you might want to just like, and I was like, oh, okay, sure, no problem, because I didn't know that 40 points was 40 times more than the normal cards that are being played.
There's like
it was my first card. Turn. I didn't know.
I think there's like a couple of 20s, a handful of 10s, and then like 5s and 1s and 0s. So like, that was one of the highest ranking cards. And how would you know? You know?
Right? Yeah. It's just a number on a card. So from that first turn, like I probably only got 10 more points for the rest of the game. And
I think you came in second, right? When we counted up
I won.
You won? Oh,
I did. I won. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Turn
just
1
because of my first turn.
Yeah. It's amazing.
So good times.
So that was fun. We played that, and that's such a fun casual game. The art style is like that retro, like 1970s, like kid book cover looking artwork. I don't know if that makes sense.
Well, there's like a bunch of them from this same like publisher. Mm-hmm. I think the publisher is Gen X Games or Last Level Games, something like that. And they're like there's a bunch of them in that series. And
I'm pretty sure Greg's got most of them because I've played others at his place of the same similar thing. I think that there was
I gave my mom one of them.
There's Let's Dig for Let's Summon Demons is one of them.
Summon Demons is one of them, yeah. But there's a few others, and it's kind of a neat little the whole thing is neat. Like it's got some good vibes to it, and they all seem to be pretty easy to pick up, which I like.
So the designer is it's Stephen Rhodes Games, in parentheses Dynamite Games. This appears to be the designer. I'm just looking at the Board Game Geek page, and we've got Living Well is the Best Revenge, Let's Summon Demons, Let's Dig for Treasure, Let's Call the Exorcist, Don't Talk to Strangers. See, that one's got a big like green alien on it, so you should probably check that one out. And then Cryptozoology for Beginners. So, and all of them, the artwork is the same. It looks like maybe the cover of a Choose Your Own Adventure book from the early 90s or something.
Yeah. So what was the second one that you mentioned? 'Cause I think that's the one that I gave my mom.
Let's Summon Demons.
No.
Okay, Living Well is the Best Revenge.
That's it. Living Well is the Best Revenge.
That one's got a big dragon on the cover of it.
Yeah, that's why I gave it to my mom. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Martha.
Because she's big into dragons. She likes dragons.
Oh, she's a dragon girl. All right.
Yeah, so I gave her that, and then and she brought it back up, and we played it the last time we were there, and it was we played it the last time she came up to visit, and it was a lot of fun.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Looks like this one has the mechanism, according to Board Game Geek, is dice rolling, re-rolling and locking, and take that mechanic in it. I think I've played this at Greg's as well. I didn't recognize the cover, but I'm looking at the images, and they all the dice all look familiar and everything. Anyways, cool series of games. They're recommended as like fun like party games that aren't like too big of a party, right? Small party games, I guess. You like a couple of couples or a small group, they're perfect. Because once you get the mechanism down, you can just chit chat while you're playing, which is exactly what we did, and it was great fun.
For sure.
All right, well then that night ended.
That was the end of Friday.
That was the end of Friday night. Oh, we're getting to this episode. So Saturday morning, we had a lazy morning over here. You weren't going to be available until after noon. And so I was like, "Hey, Devon, do you want to learn how to play Shatterpoint?" And he went like, "Okay." So he did. That's
a ringing endorsement from Devon.
Oh yeah, that is much excitement. You know what? Give me 10 seconds.
Yeah, I'm giving you 10 seconds. But so I showed up eventually, and I was watching them, and it was so riveting that I got the opportunity afternoon to take a little nap on Stephen and Devon's couch while they played Shatterpoint. So it seemed like they were having fun.
Let's be clear, it wasn't Stephen and Devon's couch. It was Stephen's couch, okay? Devon and I don't live together. We're not a couple.
He's just your lawyer. He's your lawyer husband. Right?
My hetero life mate, lawyer husband.
Yeah.
So I had to teach him Shatterpoint, which was fine. I picked a couple of crews for myself. He chose a Vader with the Stormtroopers, and then the Armorer, Paz Vizsla, and the Covert Mandalorians. Those were his two squads. And then I did Han and Chewie with Covert Operatives, and then the Luke, Bouche, Leia disguise, Lando, and R2 in their like Jabba the Hutt disguises. It was all Return of the Jedi themed on my end. And I have enough terrain. I was able to set up a board. It wasn't fully painted. Sorry, Greg. I got two kids. I can't do all that all the time. But no, it was great because I taught him. He caught on pretty well. There weren't any big mistakes or anything. And I was teaching him, and we just started playing, and then you showed up, and we're hanging out. You said you were cool with it, so I figured you were cool with it.
I was cool.
Just hanging.
It's not like I don't know. It had been such a busy morning already that I was like, I'm just here for hanging out, being around people and vibes. Like, if you guys are in the middle of the game, don't stop it on my behalf. It's okay.
Yeah, and like we were saying at the beginning, this was a weekend not great for what happened this weekend. So you had like 3 big chores that you had like just gotten done. And there was more on the horizon that we had to help with later.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like this weekend was so packed, and I just looked at it and went, okay,
Yeah.
like Devon did, when thinking about playing Shatterpoint with you.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Sure. Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Like, let's go. Bring it on.
Bring it on. So anyways, we played some I'm not going to detail every single minute of our weekend. We're already 25 minutes in. We played some Shatterpoint. We went out and had some lunch. It was great. The wife and kid, or the wife and kids were at a pool. They had to leave the pool kind of unexpectedly. Of course, my youngest threw up. But it didn't seem like it was
Bummer.
like the stomach flu coming back. It seemed like it was too much pizza, too much activity after a couple days sitting on a couch. She hasn't had any issues since then, so we think that's all that was. No fevers or anything like that. She's been fine all day today. So anyways, they come back, I help out a little bit, and then we take off to go to your house.
Yay, my house full of kittens and
tell us about the kittens.
And a bed. Oh my God, the kittens. Yeah. So, okay. The kittens are pooping everywhere. They're not confining their poop to just like just the boxes we leave out for them. No, they've started pooping in a lot of different places, including behind the TV stand, where all of my mess of cords are for all of my technology that's hooked into my TV.
They pooped back there?
Yeah, and peed. And
gross.
it's really easy for Nicole to clean up, nor see. She just kept on coming into the room going, something stinks. And then when she finally found it out, she's like, oh no. So like, skipping ahead in the storyline, this morning I went through and I cleaned up and moved up all the cords so that they weren't lying on the ground, and basically did not replug in a lot of things.
There you go. Clean house.
And specifically the PlayStation VR. I did not replug in the PlayStation VR into my and this is the first gen PSVR into my PS5. Now, mind you, one thing that's like an interesting story about the development of the Wii, and I'll come back to the PSVR in a second because it's the opposite of this. The Wii was developed to be what they called mom friendly. That was something that Nintendo was like, really, like, how can we make a mom friendly video game console? So the size of it, the color, like the white, the
smell
of the Wii, the smell, yeah, like it was all, the fact that it was backwards compatible with GameCube games initially, and but specifically, they said, okay, moms don't like cords for controllers, so we've got to remove them. We have to have a remote that's wireless, and so like that's pretty cool. Well, the PSVR goes hard the other direction. The first gen PSVR requires plugging in 2 USB cords, a separate video camera, and several power cords, along with the cord that runs out to the headset. Like, it is tons of cords.
Headsets,
even when it's not set up.
First gen headsets, if they can be called first gen, have a lot of cabling, because usually it was because it was one for data and one for power, and you can't have either one of those coming loose, so they both got to be tough cables.
Yeah. So removing that took up removed about half the cables behind the TV. So and then I unplugged the Apple TV for a hot minute, probably until the kittens get on their way, and I'm considering unplugging I unplugged the Switch as well, and we'll probably unplug the Xbox, but I didn't get to that until because I had to help out my son with getting ready for roller derby practice today.
Of course.
So yeah. Anyhow, the problem has been solved in terms of the wiring behind my TV.
I mean, there was another way to solve that problem, and that's to take a big burlap sack, put all the kittens in, and find the nearest river.
No, kittens, no. We don't have them for much longer. It's probably going to be another week or two.
Okay.
Until they're old enough and weigh enough to get spayed and neutered.
Okay.
And then they go back to the Humane Society. They get spayed and neutered, and from that moment on, they're up for adoption, and they're in their facility.
Okay.
So, and supposedly, what we've heard is that they'll go quick. Like they're very
healthy kittens usually go quick at that kind of thing.
Yeah, they're super cute. They're not like they're they're so freaking cute.
They were. We were there. We were playing parking games like you like to play.
Yeah.
We were playing a bunch of like kart racers and Nidhogg 2 and just having a blast doing multiplayer games. And Nicole, your wife, was doing kitten stuff, and so they would like wander over every now and then. So she'd come over and collect them and bring them back. But they were super cute little kittens, man. That's how it is.
Yeah, man. It is how it is, and maybe if you play your cards right with a certain allergic specialist, you might be able to be around kittens.
No,
in the near future.
I don't
Really?
want anything in my house that also uses a bathroom. That feels unnatural to me. If you're human, you poop inside. If you're an animal, you poop outside. Those are the rules in this house.
Cheapers. Okay. All right. Well,
that's why we only have one dog now.
I'll tell you that it's it does. I mean, sometimes they can be cute enough that you make up. You loosen the rules a little bit.
Sure.
You let them poop in the house. You let
One
them
day.
poop in, wherever they want. If they want to poop behind the TV, they poop behind the TV.
Sometimes you got to poop behind the TV.
Right.
What's the TV ever done for you? Nothing.
Nothing. That's a good place to poop behind.
Hold on. Give me a minute. Hold on. I got no. It's hanging off the wall, like 5 feet off the ground. I'm not doing that.
Yeah. No, you'd have to to do like a handstand, and then that gets even messier.
A handstand with a heroic clench or push, I should say. Let's not talk about that anymore.
Shall we talk about future or now?
I think it might be time for a little future or now.
Now.
Is yours fun?
Yeah, mine's pretty fun and short.
All right, let's do yours, and if it goes long enough, then I don't have to do mine.
Okay, all right, very good. Well, I'm gonna file this one under Wake Up, Neo. And basically, okay. Steven, do you know what the demo scene is?
The demo scene.
I feel like you probably have no idea what the demo scene is. So essentially, it's an international computer art subculture.
Yeah, I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, so they're producing these people. They produce demos, which are self-contained, sometimes like extremely small computer programs that are just audio-visual presentations.
Okay.
And the idea here is like show off the coolest programming, visual art, and musical skills with the lowest possible like file sizes.
Okay,
usually.
so the challenge here is to create art that is both visual and audio using a digital format that is as small as possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
And sometimes you
Let's
have it on platforms that are like the Commodore 64 or the Amiga.
Even using old tech as well.
Yeah. So today I'm bringing to you a demo from the demo scene that was at a demo party in May 2026.
Okay.
In the Netherlands, that was written. It's written in DOS assembly code, and it's in 16 bytes.
Oh, wow.
16 bytes. And when executed, it essentially makes the Matrix characters fall down, and it plays music plays sounds that are musical in nature based on the characters that are dropping down.
In 16 bytes?
In 16 bytes.
That's incredible. Okay.
Yeah. So in the link that I have, there's like a YouTube video where you can see it, but then there's also a link where you can download the 16 byte file, and if you've got a x86 DOS prompt that you want to throw it in, as one does.
Wow.
Then, yeah, but this article goes into also like how what the calculation is, an infinite Sierpinski fractal.
I was gonna say I'm scrolling through the page, and it's all green and black, which I love. But then they go through the canvas, the engine, the crystallization. But like one of these visualizations that they show with like cells being like either zeros or twos, I can see it's a fractal pattern. So, wow.
Yeah. So,
okay.
Math, man. Like,
jeez.
Yeah. But there's been a lot of incredible stuff in the demo scene. Every once in a while, I like spend an afternoon looking at, recent demos that have happened. And there's like everything from 3D worlds that are, I think there was one like 3D world that I remember seeing that was like in like 32 kilobytes. There's an entire FPS that was made in 32 kilobytes.
Wow.
And it was, just like absolutely, it required a beefy computer because like of the amount of compression that it needed to unpack on the fly in order to make it all happen.
That feels like cheating.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean,
it's this small in a zip file. Shut up.
Well, it's not just a zip file.
Right. No,
like,
I know.
Like far beyond a zip file in terms of what it is that it needed to do. But yeah.
So I'm going to do my best to try and get that sound into the episode. Hopefully the listeners have already heard it. If you haven't already heard it, either I couldn't figure it out or I forgot. And that is
both are potentially.
Yeah. That's
did you hear it?
I didn't, because if I play it now, it might mess up the recording. I don't want to.
Yeah. It's it is crazy. It's music like. It's got a neat beat to it.
Nice.
And
for our listeners, go into the show notes if you haven't heard it within the episode, and go check it out. Because just looking at the web page that describes what's going on is super impressive. That was wow, super cool.
Yeah. So, there you go.
Awesome. I mean, that was fun. It wasn't as long as I thought it'd be, but that was fun.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I mean, I told you it was short.
You are many things, Mr. Lawless. A liar is not one of them.
Thank you. My ma didn't raise a liar.
Thanks, Martha.
Yeah. It's funny. There's like a video where you can see this, and one of the comments is, "This comment is longer than the executable file." Wild.
Yeah, when you think about the amount of data that not only our phones but our computers just churn through just to show us, cat videos or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you get something truly impressive like that. Like, what a stark contrast.
Yeah, man.
All right, I'm going to do some science now.
Okay.
I'm going to call this kaboom. But it has to be real deep, like kaboom.
Boom.
So this comes from Science Daily, and it was published on May 11th. And the title is, "A supervolcano nearly wiped out humanity 74,000 years ago, but humans did something incredible." We survived. That was the incredible thing.
Oh, okay. That's very good. Okay.
It's a kind of a misleading title to what the content of the article actually is. because the article is about like how we know when this happened, and that's super exciting. But humans did something incredible. Part is like, yeah, we survived because this was definitely while there were humans, this happened. So we're talking about the Toba super eruption. 74,000 years ago. It was so massive it may have plunged Earth into years of darkness and cold, leading some scientists to believe humanity nearly went extinct. Yet, archaeological evidence from Africa and Asia suggests that early humans were far more resilient than once thought. Instead of disappearing, some communities adapted with new tools, new survival strategies, and remarkable flexibility. The disaster may not have destroyed humanity. It may have revealed just how tough humans really are. All right, so to get into the gritty bits here, so first of all, the Toba super eruption. So this eruption blasted 672 cubic miles, or 2,800 cubic kilometers, of volcanic ash high into the atmosphere, and left behind a gigantic crater measuring about 62 by 18 miles or 100 by 30 kilometers. That's huge. That's really big. That's a really big hole.
Yeah.
Or eruption, I should say. The skies may have darkened for years as volcanic material blocked sunlight around the globe, triggering severe cooling. Closer to the eruption, conditions would have been catastrophic. Acid rain likely polluted drinking water, while thick ash buried vegetation and wildlife beneath heavy layers of debris. So did humanity nearly go extinct? I mean, the people living closest to the volcano, goodbye. But we're still trying to figure out like how the eruption affected humans that were living farther away. I mean, this was obviously like a global event, right? If you have that much ash in the atmosphere, it's covering the globe to some extent. Let's see. For many years, researchers supported what became known as the Toba catastrophe hypothesis. According to this idea, the eruption caused a volcanic winter that lasted as long as 6 years and pushed the global human population down to fewer than 10,000 people. Now, there's evidence for this in human DNA. So, genetic studies suggest modern humans spread into different parts of the world roughly 100,000 years ago and later experienced what scientists call a genetic bottleneck. A bottleneck happens when a disaster or disease sharply reduces population numbers, leaving behind far less genetic diversity. So there is genetic record of this. It comes down to mitochondrial DNA. Have you heard about this?
No.
So the mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell. Yes, we know the mitochondrial has like their own. I don't know if it's DNA or if it's RNA. They have their own like genetic code within them. Like there is theories that the mitochondria was once something else that then found itself living inside of cells, and it was like a symbiotic relationship, and now it's just how it is. But there's a marker within mitochondria that only exists with the X chromosome, the lady one, right? Double X is female, XY is male. Is that right?
I wish I could tell you.
Man, I used to know this stuff like off the top of my head. Anyway, I believe it's this marker shows up in women's DNA, and women, like there's only so many variations of this DNA, and they could use that to trace back that there were only X amount of women at a certain point. And the belief is that's when there were about 10,000 people. Like the human race had shrunk down to about 10,000 people. So, and this article doesn't cover that. I'm half remembering this from previous science articles. If I got it wrong, hey, email us, sciencefactionpodcast@gmail.com. Tell me how dumb I am. Please. I would love to feel your hatred. Feel something. So
Yeah, send that just to Steven. I don't need to feel your hatred.
no, Ben doesn't need to feel the age. It's just me. So that's how we know what happened to humans. But then it's like, okay, well, how was this really tied to this Toba eruption, or was this just, some disease or something that happened to hit around the same time? And when I say around the same time, like, scientists are like rounding to the nearest like 10,000 years or something, right? Like, there's no way to really pinpoint this stuff to exact numbers. All right, so now we get to tiny volcanic glass reveals ancient clues. So one of the most important tools for studying the eruption is the volcanic material it left behind. Scientists call this material tephra, and it can trace its spread across landscapes using both visual and chemical analysis. Some of the smallest fragments, known as cryptotephra, travel the farthest distances. These microscopic pieces of volcanic glass are invisible to the naked eye, making them extremely difficult to find. Researchers carefully sift through dirt samples and use specialized tools called micromanipulators to isolate the tiny shards. This progress can take months for a single archaeological site and often feels like searching for a needle in a haystack. But here's the cool part. Each volcanic eruption produces tephra with a distinct chemical signature. Some samples contain more iron or different mineral combinations than others. By studying these chemical fingerprints, scientists can determine exactly which eruption produced a specific layer of ash. We have found volcano DNA. Like, we are able to now be like, okay, this ash layer is the same as that ash layer on that other continent. Okay, these two things are tied together. Like, can we find more evidence for these other ash layers and figure out, which volcano at what point in time, put this ash into the atmosphere, and therefore we can date things in a different way. So, finding Toba ash at an archaeological site is only the first step. Scientists then compare evidence of human activity from before and after the eruption. So they get to an archaeological site. If they find ash from this Toba eruption, then the next question is, did the humans keep going? Did things change? Did they disappear? Sometimes people appear to change how they lived after a volcanic disaster. They may begin using new stone tool technologies, switch food sources, or adapt to changing environments. In other cases, the sites are completely abandoned. So we can tie all of those changes to humans directly back to this eruption and the ash that covered the globe with it. That's incredible. To me, that's just absolutely incredible that we can even figure that out.
Yeah.
So then the evidence, this is getting kind of long. Evidence, let's see. No, I'm going to stop reading there. Humans today are far better prepared for volcanic disasters than people were 74,000 years ago. Modern monitoring programs, including the USGS Volcanic Hazards Program and the Global Volcanism Program, track active volcanoes using advanced technology, provide warning about eruptions around the world. So, like, we get it, I think, as humans. Volcanoes bad, and we need to know before they become worse, if you will.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I just think that's super cool that we can kind of date volcanoes and their eruptions, and then be able to map them to the way that humans were in the middle of their development, and then because of that specific eruption, things changed for humanity. And we know the outcome. Like, we're here now. Our ancestors, by definition, lived through this, right? If they didn't, we wouldn't be here. So,
Right.
Pretty awesome to think about. All right, we are nearly an hour in. Go ahead.
I think it's wild. Last night I had a crazy dream where, like, it was nighttime and I was down in Rio Grande with my wife when a nuclear missile hit. And so, like, there's been a lot of weird stuff today about, like, kind of pseudo-apocalyptic stuff that's just been, like, tying into this, and this being part of it. Evidently last night, like, our local In-N-Out, there was a bomb scare too.
What?
A bomb threat.
I didn't.
Yeah,
Okay.
man.
All right.
So it's been a weird last 24 hours. Yeah.
Hey, things explode and humans survive. So don't worry about that. We're nearly an hour in. We need to take a break. Instead of doing a book club, we asked Devon what he wanted us to talk about, or what I asked. I asked Devon, what would you like to hear Ben and I talk about, knowing that he's not going to be on the podcast, and trying to get him to actually listen to a podcast that he hasn't been on.
Do you think he's going to listen? I don't. But
if we tell him that we did this thing, I think he will. So,
oh, really?
We're going to do a big question. We haven't done a big question in a long time, but Devon has a big question for us, and we're going to talk about it.
Fan of the show, Devon.
Fan of the show. The worst fan of the show. Devon Kraft has a big question for us, and we're going to get to it right after the break. So we'll be right back.
You ever notice how everyone in sci-fi movies has a secret society they belong to? The Jedi, the Bene Gesserit, the Illuminati, or whatever? Well, guess what? So do we. It's called our Patreon, and if you join at patreon.com/sciencefactionpodcast, you'll get access to exclusive content, our Discord, and knowledge that normal listeners will never understand. Join us, or remain in the dark. Your call.
And we're back.
Heyo. And a big thank you to our patrons, Renee and Josh. You guys got a crazy little retcon.
Oh yeah, they're living in a different universe than our other listeners. They know stuff.
Yeah. So all right, here we go. We have a question from originator of the show, Devon Kraft.
Right.
So this is a big question. The question was, would you rather have killed a person and have no memory of it, or not killed someone but have a memory of having killed that could never be proven true?
Yeah. That is a big question, and he wants to hear us discuss it. So
I feel like this. The entire thing is problematic to me because all of it has to do with an event that happens that's outside of your control, right? Like, I don't think I have it in me to kill a person.
Oh, okay.
So
Not even with kindness. Well,
yeah, I guess I might. Yeah. I mean, there have been times as a crossing guard I've been like, I'm really angry. I'm really upset with what's going on here.
I'm going to stab you with my smile.
I'm smiling, but this stop sign's being held pretty tightly right now.
See how white these knuckles are? Get out of here.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so
yeah, like just off the bat, I want to say that like this question I have inherent problems with because, like, in what universe would I believe? So
yeah, but that's the fun.
Who I am.
That's the fun part.
Right?
Is that this will never happen. So you just have to imagine yourself being in this impossible situation. I think Devon said this is like not a therapist question, but it's a what's the other thing? Psychological question. Trap. There's a trap.
Yeah, like, I don't know, man. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure I know where I land on it, but how about you?
Okay, so the two options are kill the person and have no memory of it. And so I asked him, I was like, do I get to pick the person or right?
He said no.
He said no. So a random person would be dead because of me. But I'd have zero memory of it. And we don't know if this is a good person, if it's a bad person, young, old, where they are in the world. We know nothing about it. And I would also know nothing about it, but it would be my fault still. Or I've never killed anyone, but I have a very distinct memory that I did kill somebody. but there's no way for me to prove that my memory is true or false because it's just in my head. I mean, I think that because I am, much like you, a moral person, I think having a memory of having killed somebody would be debilitating. That would be awful.
Yeah.
Unless it's like what exactly is the memory though? Like, am I pressing a button or am I pulling a trigger? Like, or am I, thrusting with a bladed weapon? Like, how? I guess the how of the killing may be tied to it a little bit, but just like that knowing, that inside knowing that I caused somebody to die would be it. My life would be changed forever in a negative way. I don't think I'd ever be able to, work my way out of that, especially if everyone around me was like, that didn't happen. Like, excuse me.
So in season 4 of the seminal science fiction series Star Trek Deep Space Nine,
yes,
there's an episode called Hard Time in which Chief O'Brien gets unjustly convicted of espionage on a particular planet, and the way that they handle incarcerating convicts, he gets put into a correctional facility that implants prisoners with memories of years of imprisonment in only a few hours of actual time. And at the end of that imprisonment, the memories that are implanted are of him killing his cellmate.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah, they didn't mess around. Or rather, they messed around quite a bit with Chief O'Brien in Star Trek Deep Space Nine. They just torture him in every single episode. But like, this feels like that idea. Like, he has killed a person, he has a memory of having killed a person that never existed.
Yeah.
And basically he recalls what had happened was that he thought that, like, the prison was underfeeding them, and so he found out that his cellmate had stored a scrap of bread and was hiding food. Mm-hmm. But he found out after he had already killed him that he was intending on sharing that bread with him when things got way worse.
Oh, jeez. So that's just torture, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's not trying to teach a lesson or anything. That's just, this is your punishment because now you're in alien jail.
Yes. Yeah. And so, anyhow, so I've seen that, and no, thank you. Not interested. I would rather have killed a person and have no memory of it and gotten, and I mean, I'm assuming that in this story, when, like, you are presented with evidence that you've killed a person, but you have no memory of it, right? Like, maybe the police are like, and so you would go to jail fully believing that you were framed, and they run a lie detector test. You would fully believe it, that you have no memory of killing this person, and that to me is better, because I believe, I mean, it's like what Nelson Mandela said after his, like, decades of being in prison. He came out with a smile on his face, and he said, they can imprison my body, but they can't imprison my spirit.
Okay. Is that a direct quote, or were you paraphrasing?
I'll let the internet figure that one. I mean, I don't know. Does it matter?
Well, you said Nelson Mandela. Like, you said like a person, so I thought maybe you had that quote like locked and loaded, but then it kind of sounded like maybe you were riffing.
Well, today at my Buddhist Sangha, that was mentioned. And so I heard somebody say the quote today. It is not something that has stuck with me for years. I also did not go to a source. It was like, so, I don't know if they were telling the truth.
The Buddhists could be lying to you about Nelson Mandela.
I mean, it's all a matter of perspective, though, which is this entire conversation, right? Like, it's.
This isn't real. You're slowly going insane in an asylum right now. They're like, oh, look, he's podcasting again. Look at him go. And you're just drooling.
That'd be interesting. That'd be interesting.
Prove me wrong. Yeah, I think.
Wish I could.
Prove that we're not brains in jars. Would you rather have killed a person and have no memory of it? I would. I mean, that feels better than to... Because if you think something's true, like you have a memory of killing somebody and there's no way for it to be proven otherwise, like, what a question. Devon, come on, how dare you? Making us think hard thoughts. I think I'd have to pick the, kill a person and have no memory of it.
Right? Yeah.
I don't want that to ever happen. I want that to be clear. This is a hypothetical. That is also awful. But of the two options, for someone to not be killed, but then for me to just live with the guilt of killing. And
continue believing that I am someone that doesn't kill
and
is better than, because I don't know.
Than being accused and be like, I don't know. I think the matter of killing might change my answer. Because if it was like, and this is going to be a bit gruesome, so trigger warning or whatever. But imagine like a stabbing, right? Like you hear in the news and whatnot that somebody stabbed somebody else like 100 times or whatever, some crime of passion, and like if that was the method of murder within this question, would that change things? Because if you killed somebody but didn't have a memory of it, but they're like, hey, look, here's all the evidence. Look at the pictures. Look at you, like, covered from head to toe in blood. And here's the weapon. And here's all of it. And you just don't have a memory of it. That's still just as
obviously
bad.
AI generated.
It's just AI. Yeah. Did you hear that I saw something recently, and this is dumb pop culture, but like the term, it's photoshopped has now been replaced with it's AI.
Mm-hmm.
So no more free advertising. Yeah. Photoshop. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Or if the method of killing was, like I said before, simply pushing a button. You're like, all right, like that, like them. I don't know if it was Twilight Zone or what, where it's like the box that you like press a button, someone in the world dies, but you get $1 million. That would be different as well. They're like, you killed somebody, like how? Like you pressed this button. Like I don't remember pressing that button, and like that's it. I mean, that's a lot different than seeing a murder weapon and all that. It's a tough one. That's a tough question. Leave a comment below on what you would do. Would you rather have killed a person, have no memory of it, or killed someone, or not killed someone and have a memory of them having killed, never be proven true? That's a weird sentence.
Yeah,
but
wrote.
Like or not killed someone, but have a memory of having killed that could never be proven true. Yeah, it's
rewrite it.
It's competent, but it doesn't roll off the tongue. Is my only issue with it, I guess.
Yeah. It's no clickbait title.
No.
You
know what? I'll throw it into AI and see what they have to say about it. The collective internet. The AI must know something about killing people and having no memory of it, right? I think that exact thing happened recently.
Yeah.
That's pretty dark.
Yeah.
What a night. Let's bring this travesty to an end. Thank you, Devon, for that big question. Any listeners, if you have big questions you'd like to hear us discuss, email them. sciencefactionpodcast@gmail.com. Right now, all I'm getting from that email address is people saying, hey, you want to have this person on your show that has nothing to do with science or science fiction? Contact us. And then I delete the email.
There you go.
Anyways, all right. Next week we should be back to our regularly scheduled podcast with 3 people. But really, Devon not being here is not like a huge change. He's usually pretty quiet unless I tell him to talk. So I don't know. What do you think?
Okay. Yeah, I suppose.
Do you think we'll be back to normal next week?
Yeah, what even is normal, man? Like,
there's another big question. Devon, that's for you to answer. What even is normal? We'd like a 5-paragraph essay due Monday morning. All right. Do you have any last words for us, Ben?
Small talk. I mean, am I right? Is there anything more vapid and terrible? It's like, oh, look at me. I've got my own inner monologue. I'm just going to vomit it out at people and expect them to be okay with me intruding on their lives. My cousin died of small talk. My grandmother used to take me to small talk parties when we were young. Everyone got together to expose each other to their small talk. It was good for us, they said. They said a lot of things, but said nothing. And now I'm an adult, unvaccinated against small talk, and I get these ramblings. Oh, hey, those are cute shoes. Where'd you get them?
Good night, everybody.
This has been the Science Faction Podcast. Tweet to the host at SciFact Podcast. Email them at sciencefactionpodcast@gmail.com and visit sciencefactionpodcast.com for more episodes.